Working with a lot of riders here in the Premier Series is performance coach Jim Hickey. Jim, you've been here for the weekend. Tell me a little bit about why you've been here.
It's a great question. I'm here for two reasons. One is I sponsored a class and I work with many riders here, and also working with Robert and helping him promote this show to be one of the best shows possible.
And Mullingar Equestrian Centre, it certainly is running one of the best shows in the country at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done an amazing job, the whole team, and it's onwards and upwards. It's always new levels here, which is always wonderful to see.
What riders do you work with here?
I work with Ger O'Neill and Svein Hanley, and there's some riders we just, it's confidential, so it's exciting and it's lovely to get them in the best frame of mind so that when they go in, they're totally in the zone.
Coaching is a very valuable facet of training for the modern equine competitor, that is for sure. It's not just down to the horses, down to the rider. Greg Broderick now riding Golden Exchange, taking the 7 strides down that line, landing very deep. You see the going, it's just about holding out. The Fagan family working very hard to keep the conditions perfect here for the riders. Drifting a little left down the line, 5A and B. Greg just glossing over it. Very professional rider, one of the top riders in the country. You see Greg has an awful lot of horses in hand, really trying to help the horse with his balance. Nice shot to the triple bar. That pushes the riders to open the horses out, then downhill to the planks. Again, just a small slip in the turn. Heading for home. You might be able to hear in the background the noise of the funfair in the background. Not much of a distraction for this pair, though. Little half-all going into the combination. Well measured in the middle. Clear coming out. Last fence to go. Will he be into the jump off and clear? And he is! Once again, over to Amy, where she has a chat with Greg.
Greg, you went clear. How did the course go for you?
The mare jumped really well. I was early to go, so it was a good advantage. Obviously, we've had a lot of rain all weekend, but the Fagans have done a great job to be able to run the Grand Prix in the grass. She jumped really well. She was felt great the whole way around, and I've had her away already this year in Lumen, and since I've been away in the trip, she's kind of hasn't really looked back. It's brought her on. She's 9-year-old, but she's still just getting better and better, and she's full Irish horse as well. She's cruising Clover Hill, so always that little bit more improvement in the Irish horses the further they go on, so I was delighted with her.
Great to have a Premier Series like this to develop her.
Yeah, it's great. In Laos she was unlucky to have one down in the jump off. She finished 7th there, so like I said, I was kind of waiting all weekend with her. I just schooled her in the 140 yesterday, just with today in mind, so far it's gone to plan. Like, she jumped a lovely clear round the first round, so hoping for the same again the second round.
Right, on to Daniel Coyle now. He rides the stallion Zuidam, this one by Guidam. And this stallion is owned by John Carr. Not such a good spin last week this combination had. 3 down, in fact, at the Louth County Show. So Daniel will be very hungry to make amends this week, that is for sure. Bring him right back after the water. Good shot into the double, nice and tall over those parallels. The rider's working very hard. The ground is sticky and holding. I suppose the ground is adding about 5 or 6 centimetres to the height of the jump. And if the horses get in deep or have to put an extra bit of effort in, they will struggle. And down the poles will fall. Now downhill down to the planks. And Daniel's struggling to get Zuidam back to him. Pushes up the hill, well measured to the parallel. Zuidam taking him home. Nice release of the parallel. Combination to go. Smooth in, low over the... Oh, and the last one is on the ground. Coming in carrying 4. Clears the last. 4 faults for Daniel Coyle. Now our next rider in is Captain Brian Curran riding the Minister for Defence's Ringwood Abbey. This is a horse that hasn't really featured at 1.50 in the past. No doubt Captain Curran will be doing his best to get in there today into the jump off. Good push and shove to the water. Back on the brake, steadying for the double. Now, if you notice this horse, Ringwood, is jumping to the right at every fence so far. That's not a problem, but in the jump off, that might be an issue. Brian working very hard to keep the horse on track to the middle of the jump. Downhill, triple bar. Nice forward, steadies him back for the plank. There's a fence that's been rattled a lot today. What does he do here? Good push and a shove. And a chip at the back pole, but it stays there. You can really see how hard the rider's working here now. Coming down the last line. The combination's caught out a few. Will it catch out this pair? Clear the combination. No, it doesn't. Last fence to go. Will it be cleared into the jump off? Good steady. And he's over the last. Clear and through to the jump off.
For defence, Ringwood Abbey goes clear with Brian Curran.
Next in the main arena now, Joan Green riding the mare Biscaya Deversum. This pair have been a partnership for quite some time. Each knows the other very well. She's quite a cheeky character, this one. You're fighting for her head, but the last moment, Joan just softening. Very well measured. Water jump up and coming. Steady, steady, steady. And push the last. No hassle at all. Rolling down to the double. Drifting a little left, coming out. None of the paintwork has been touched, so all good so far. All the time, a bit of fuss going on. The job gets done. Lovely forward shot to the wall. Now right-handed down the hill. It's a very slight incline in this arena. John steadying up the mare. Lovely over the triple bar. Back on the hocks for the plank. Deep into the corner. And up we go, pushing up the final line. Deep to the parallel, but gets away with it. Come on, Joan, keep it together. Last line coming. Combination across the top of the hill in front of the spectators, steadying back, softens the last, clear the first element and the second, clear the third. Last fence to go in the first round. Will she be into the jump off? Softening, jumps it, and she's through to the jump off.
Joan Green goes clear.
Now our next combination were in fact last year's winner of the Premier Series. This is Paddy O'Donnell riding the mare Harristown Princess. These are a match made in heaven. The two of them get on so well together. Paddy knows every inch of this mare. This is his first outing of the year at the Premier Series this year. We missed him at Louth County. Missed that one. But he's here today. And he'll be eager to get his campaign off to a good start. Clear as far as fence 5. Works hard to 6. Smooth over the wall at 7. Right-handed downhill, triple bar down to the planks. A little bit of spinning around the corner. Deep to the triple bar, but that's okay. You can do that at triple bar. It's a bit of a push uphill. A lot of riders have chipped these poles here. Paddy a little bit far off, and the back pole is on the floor. He can still be into the jump off. It is an international, and it is the Premier Series, so the top 25% go through to the jump off. You need to keep it to the 4. Tidy in. Reaching for the back bar, and it's on the floor. I say false. So push to the last. And Paddy finishes the round with an unfortunate 8 faults. Our last rider to go before the break. This is Eddie Maloney riding Douglas Hill. This is an 8-year-old. I mentioned that because it's unusual to see 8-year-olds compete at this height, so he's quite advanced for his years. But Eddie's, if anyone can do it, Eddie certainly can. The 8-stride pattern down to fence 3. He went slightly downhill, came up to the upright. It is the horse well secure between the leg and the hand. Well organised into the double. Now we just have a few clears. He's at the top 25% come through to the jump off round. So if they have 4 falls, it'll be the fastest 4 falls that will get priority. Eddie bringing the horse back for the triple bar. And again, steadies them up for the plank. Yeah, uphill to the parallel. Well, again, a little clunk of the paintwork, but nothing fell. Horse just riding a little downhill, and Eddie. He's pulling the bridle down forward. Eddie working hard to keep him up and light in front. Nice into the combination. Works well and hard to get him out over the parallel. Last fence to go. A nice forward shot, a bit of an angle, and clear. Through to the jump off he goes.